zombie. Hello, boys and ghouls. It's that special time of the year again. Halloween is upon us. And I thought, well, maybe for a Halloween special, I'll do a top 10 list of my favorite zombie movies of all time. Because everybody loves zombie movies, right? I did. Kind of overplayed now. Anyways, that's not the point. I'm going to list my top 10 favorite zombie movies in honor of Halloween month. So, coming in at number 10, Flight of the Living Dead, aka Zombies on a Plane. This movie is pretty ridiculous, but it's a fun thrill ride the whole time. The plot is this, I think he's like a scientist guy. His wife is a zombie. She's down in the cargo area of the plane, and she gets out and starts infecting people, and then it just turns into this huge zombie brawl, shootout massacre on a plane. It gets pretty ridiculous. Yeah, it's not awesome, but I love that movie. Coming in at number 9, Return of the Living Dead Part 2. I wasn't too much of a fan of the first one. It's a fun movie, but I don't know, Part 2 is just so crazy. It's another ridiculous, fun zombie movie. Lots of comedy, so much comedy. You know, they poke fun at Michael Jackson's Thriller dance. There's a zombie that looks like Michael Jackson for a second. The craving for brains constantly, you know, old school zombie stuff. And it just was a fun movie to me. It's been a while since I've seen it, but just like, yeah, the whole comedy aspect of it, I think, is what really makes the movie. How it tries to be like a George Romero movie, but it's like making fun of a George Romero movie. It's not taking itself serious, you know. Coming in at number 8, Paranorman. Paranorman was a fun kid movie version of the zombie apocalypse. It had a lot of like odes to classic horror movies and zombie movies, which was really cool, and the animation was really awesome too. It had a good story. It just was a fun movie, you know. It was cool to see like a kid-friendly zombie movie for once. Coming in at number 7, Zombieland. Just when I went and saw that in the theater, I was just, from the very beginning, I was hooked. The slow-mo chaos that was going on, watching the human population just get destroyed by zombies while Metallica's For Whom the Bell Tolls plays, I was like, yes, I'm so set. And just, you know, the whole movie was good. Once again, another comedy. The comedy aspect of it made it, but it got serious when it needed to be serious, and had a lot of cool action scenes, the gore, you know, the effects, everything about the movie was really cool. Coming in at number 6, Dead Alive. Dead Alive was Peter Jackson's first full-length movie, I think. I could be wrong, I'm sorry if I'm wrong. But, oh man, what a classic. Just everything about it, the practical effects is what really makes that movie. Before he decided to go all CGI about a bunch of midgets walking through a forest for 3 movies. It said it, you know, the gore is what makes this movie. The scene when he takes the lawnmower and just mows down the whole party, you know, movie was awesome. If you haven't seen Dead Alive, I recommend it because the movie rules. Coming in at number 5, Dead Snow. This movie came out right around the time the whole Nazi zombie craze started. Maybe a little before it, but I don't think it came to the States till a little bit afterwards. But Dead Snow is just awesome. It's about a movie of these group of kids who go to a cabin out in, oh man, I don't remember what country they're in. They go out, they're having fun doing like snowmobile stuff, and snowboarding, I think, and they come across some gold. Turns out it's actually Nazi gold, and it wakes up these Nazi zombies who want their gold back, and they start fighting with these zombies for their lives until they finally realize what the zombies actually want. And so they decide that, okay, we're going to give it back to them. And then turns out someone accidentally still kept some of the gold, so the zombies still kept coming. But yeah, Dead Snow, it's a good movie. Coming in at number 4, Dawn of the Dead remake. The Zack Snyder 2004 movie was insane. It was one of the first, if not the first, movie to introduce like fast zombies. Like zombies, not like 28 days later infected humans, reanimated. They come back to life and they die, come back to life, and but in this one they're running, super Olympic athlete zombies that are going to stop at nothing to feast on your flesh. Movie was terrifying, had some funny parts in it. It was a good remake. It was fun. It was cool to see something a little fresh and original in a remake, before all these awful remakes started happening. But yeah, if you haven't seen it, I'd check it out. It's really good. Bing Rhymes is in it. It's a good zombie. It has a lot of the people from the original Dawn of the Dead in it too, doing like little cameos throughout the movie, which is really cool. Coming in at number 3, Day of the Dead. So a lot of people don't like Day of the Dead for some reason, and it was the first Romero movie I actually saw. It's different than the other ones, It's more human isolation, It's years after the zombie apocalypse, and they're still trying to find a cure type thing, and they live in this giant like underground bunker, and people who were living there are dying. There was a squad of soldiers there, but they're slowly dying too, and they're running out of supplies, and people are getting crazy, and they just don't like what's going on, so they try to control it and do things their way, and people don't like that. Eventually people let zombies into the base to get overrun because they realize, humanity's done. There's no saving humanity. What's the point of living anymore? This is the zombies' earth now. But yeah, I don't know. The gore effects in this one, I think, out of all the Dead movies, is the best. And you realize that if you spend enough time with a zombie, it can start learning and doing basic human functions. You just have to keep it fed. Otherwise, they get hangry, hungry and angry, hangry. Pretty cool little word there. Coming in at number 2, the original Dawn of the Dead. In my opinion, it's my favorite George Romero movie. A lot of people, they like the classic Night of the Living Dead. I respect Night of the Living Dead, but Dawn of the Dead was just so ahead of its time and great, and the message that the movie actually gives out about people being consumers and flocking to the malls, being zombies while they shop, was really cool. The practical effects, again, a little dated now, but for the time, I could see them being pretty gnarly. The helicopter scene where the zombies come into, I don't remember his name, and he stands up on the box for some reason and gets his head cut off, and it shows his skull, and it was awesome. Dawn of the Dead, original. Watch it if you haven't seen it. Like, don't rent it, go buy it. You won't regret buying it, I promise. Number 1. Shaun of the Dead. A lot of people talk smack on this movie. A lot of people love the movie. I'm one of the people that actually loves the movie. I saw it in theaters when it first came out. I was like 14 years old, went with a few friends, and I loved it then. All my friends didn't like it because they didn't appreciate it, we didn't really understand the story or the humor behind it. Rewatching it though throughout the years and catching stuff you didn't catch before, the movie's just great. It starts off, you think it's a comedy, zombie comedy, and then it gets pretty serious towards the end of like the second act and stuff, and then you just start feeling for the characters because you realize, oh man, You know, this is a zombie apocalypse and they're not prepared and they don't know what they're doing, and it's just, you know, Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, they just work so well together. Edgar Wright, amazing director. He hasn't made a single bad movie yet. He started off strong in the Cornetto trilogy too. Shaun of the Dead, just great movie. If you haven't seen it, like every other movie on the list, you should probably check it out because you won't regret it. It's a great movie. It's, you know, the humor, it's funny. All the references and stuff, you know, You've Got Red on You, and just all the classic jokes that came from that movie, you know. Amazing. So that was my list of my top 10 favorite zombie movies. If you didn't like the list, I don't know what to tell you. It's my list, not yours. So if you don't like it, go watch your favorite zombie movies instead. Anyways, I'll see you guys on the next Danny's Rants and Reviews.